normal form, so it should be in 2NF, and all its attributes are determined only by its candidate key and not by any non-prime attributes. So all of its attributes should be determined by its candidate key. So left hand side always should be your candidate key and not by any non-prime attribute. But the thing is that part of candidate key is allowed, right? So think about, so here we are saying this book number and patron, right? So this is my, okay, for this example book number is my primary key, or you can see book number is my candidate key. For the last example, book number and patron both was my candidate key, but for this example only book number is my candidate key, and patron determines this address, or you can say address is determined by the patron because address is dependent on this patron, right? So a non-prime attribute, that is patron, is determining one attribute, that is address. So a non-prime attribute, that is patron, it is determining any attribute, that is address. So we can say this table is not in 3NF. So we have to divide this table and we have to make it in 3NF, right? Here one question come, one student asked me one thing, good question, that due is dependent on the book number. No. Or due is dependent on the patron number. No. This type of thing doesn't exist. Why? Because one patron can take different books in different dates, and due number or due date, not due number, due date will depend on this. So if I borrowed a book today and if I borrow a book tomorrow, so my due number will be different. So due number is depending on the date of borrowing books, which is not written here. So due number is not depending on address, due number is not depending on patron, and due number is not depending on book number. So we have make it in such a way that due number is not dependent on anything, right? So here you have to only find address is dependent on this patron. No other dependency exists, right? So what we will do? So we will put address in separate patron table. So this is only solution, because address is depending on patron and we have to make it a different table. So we have to make this a different table. Up to this, any problem? This is our, we have just, okay, so we have just revised. So any other issue? No, I think, no. If there is any issue, please tell me. Unmute your mic and please tell me. No, I think. So we will go to the next example. So this example is all about tournament winners. So think one tournament happened. I don't know these people. Do you know from which play their name has been taken? I don't know. So it's foreign book, maybe any tournament. I don't know. So think about Indiana Invitational, then Cleveland Open. I think it's from lawn tennis, maybe. So these are three tournaments. These are the years, these are the winners, and these are their date of birth. Fine. So tell me, which is dependent on which thing? It's very clear. Date of birth is depending on winner. right? But here candidate key is tournament and year both. Here candidate key is tournament and year both. Tournament and year both should be your candidate key as a group, right? So tournament and year, these should be your candidate key. And winner defines or determines DOB. So think about a non-prime attribute, that is winner, determining any other attribute. A non-prime attribute winner is determining any other attribute, that is DOB. Okay, so what we should do? We should divide this table into two parts. Winner and DOB should go to any other table, and tournament year winner should stay in another table, right? So see the solution. Tournament year winner, this should make one table, and winner and DOB, date of birth, we should make this another table. Okay, so you understood this. So here you have to understand that no non-prime attribute can define any other attribute. No non-prime attribute can define any other attribute. So this is, we have learned up to 3NF. After going back to 5NF, we will repeat this one time. Okay, then each and everything will be clear to you. So we will go up to 5NF and we will repeat it in the class. So up to 3NF it's okay. Up to 3NF it's okay. Now we will go to the 3.5NF, that is Boyd-Codd normal form. And you can expect, if one question comes in GATE from a normal form, it should come from BCNF, because this is the most popular form of normal form. Okay, so it is the most important for GATE, that is Boyd-Codd normal form. So Boyd-Codd normal form is telling you that it is a stricter form of 3NF. So it is a stricter format of 3NF. So again we will go back to 3NF and then we will try to understand. So in 3NF, what they are telling you? In 3NF, what they are telling you? All its attributes are determined only by its candidate key and not by any non-prime attribute, right? Any non-prime attribute can't determine one attribute. Sorry. Yeah. Now BCNF will tell you that not only the candidate key, it should be by its candidate key. That means just take a look here. This example, take a look here. Here tournament and year both is your candidate key, right? Now if tournament is determining something, then it is in 3NF. But for make it BCNF, tournament and year both should determine something. Again I am repeating, in this table, if tournament is determining something, we can still say, yeah, it's in 3NF. Why? Because part of your candidate key, a part of your candidate key can determine something. So here think about year. Year is determining this winner, right? So year determining this winner, but it is in 3NF. Why? Because it is year is the part of your candidate key. But when you go to BCNF, part of candidate key is not allowed. Only candidate key is allowed. So whole candidate key should determine each and everything. Okay, whole candidate key should determine each and everything. If you think here logically also, year can't determine winner. Tournament and year both will determine the winner, right? So only year in 1998 maybe other tournament has happened. So in that tournament winner will be someone else, right? So here only can't define the or determine the winner. But think about one example. Only year is determining the winner. Just think. Okay, it is not present here. Just think. Year is determining the winner. Still it is in 3NF. Why? Because year is the part of candidate key. But if would be in BCNF, if and only if tournament and year will determine each and everything. So in BCNF, part of candidate key is not allowed. There, all whole candidate key should determine each and everything. You understood my word? So the difference between 3NF and BCNF is, in 3NF part of the candidate key can determine anything, but in BCNF the whole candidate key should determine each and everything. So this is the stricter form of 3NF. A table T is in BCNF if and only if for every one of its non-trivial dependencies X determines Y, every one of its non-trivial dependencies. If X determines Y, X is a candidate key for T. So X should be a candidate key for T. And here part of candidate key is not allowed. So the definition is X is a candidate key for T. So I am repeating, part of candidate key is not allowed. Part of candidate key is allowed in 3NF, but in BCNF it should be the whole candidate key. Okay. The second line is very important. Most tables that are in 3NF also are in BCNF. So it's very difficult to get some tables. So we have shown you that type of table also. It's very difficult to get those tables which are in 3NF but not in BCNF. Most tables that are in 3NF also in BCNF. So if you convert it up to 3NF, most probably you have converted it up to BCNF. Okay, but there will be some exception. There you have to check. So can you tell this table is in BCNF? This table is in BCNF. Yeah. Why? Because tournament and year, this table, only the first table is in BCNF. Why? Tournament and year is my candidate key and both are determining this winner. Not year is determining the winner or the tournament is not determining the winner. Tournament and year both will determine the winner. So the first table is in 3NF and also in BCNF. Fine. What about the second table? So second table has only one candidate key, that is winner. So there is no confusion. With one candidate key, there is no confusion. So there is no role of part of the candidate key, right? But when there will be two candidate key, tournament and year, then you have to think about part of the candidate key can determine something. Okay, so right now we will go to check about BCNF. So think about an example. So here we have some student ID, we have some subject, and we have some professor. So professor names are very interesting. Professor Java, Professor C++, Professor Java 2, Professor Hash, Professor Java. Okay, so there is a mistake. Wait, it should be Professor Java 3. Okay, now it will work. Sorry, so it's my mistake. Okay, so his name should be Professor Java 3. So because Java is taken by 3 faculties. Okay, now check this example. This is very interesting example. Student ID. Check the student ID. So student 101 can take 2 subjects. Yes, he has taken Java, C++, but the professor are different. But different students 101 and 102 can take. Okay. Sorry. So it is fine. It is fine. Sorry. Okay. So it was fine. Okay, because I have checked each and everything. Yeah, it can be Professor Java. Sorry, because student ID is different here. Okay. So it is my mistake. It is my mistake. So each and everything is right here. It shouldn't be Java 3, because here we have shown you the difference. P101 and 102 Java, and it has been taken by Professor Java 1, Professor Java 2. 104, one different student, but he is studying with this 101, this student, right? So Java will come, subject name will be Java, and professor will be same for the same class. But for this student Java, a different professor will take his class. So this table is fine, no problem with this table. Yes, somebody want to tell something? No. Okay. Now just look at this table. One student can take more than one subject, fine, but one professor will take only one subject. One professor will take only one subject. So Professor Java will take only Java. Professor Java 2 will only take Java. Professor Hash will only take C hash. Okay. In this table, student ID and subject is your primary key. Why? Why student ID and subject is your primary key? Because with only student ID, you can't uniquely identify a whole tuple, because 101 can take 2 subjects. Now with subject you can't uniquely identify a professor or a student, because this Java class is by which is taken by Professor Java is attending by P101 and 104. So with subject also you can't uniquely identify a whole tuple. So what you have to take? You have to take student ID and subject as your primary key. So here student ID plus subject is your primary key. Okay. If you think from this side, from the right hand side, just like to check. So professor is yes. Anything you want to tell? No, I think. So professor is determining the subject. So if you think about CPP, he is taking C++. P hash, he is taking C hash. P Java, he is taking Java. So professor is determining subject. Okay, so a non-prime attribute, that is professor. So a non-prime attribute, that is professor, can identify a prime attribute or part of a prime attribute, that is subject. So it is not in BCNF. So I am repeating this thing. Just see again. So a non-prime attribute, that is professor, can identify a prime attribute, or you can write a part of the prime attribute, that is subject. So subject is not a prime attribute, but it is a part of the prime attribute. That is also, yeah, do you want to ask something? So each and every time I am getting a noise. So somebody is unmuting himself or herself. No, okay. So here a non-prime attribute, that is professor, can identify part of a prime attribute, that is subject. So it is not in BCNF. So this example is tough. Why? Because here we have to divide this table with two type of, we have to incorporate one another thing. We have to incorporate one another thing. So student ID and professor ID. So you will ask me, in the first table there is no professor ID. There is no professor ID. So why we will take professor ID? In the second table, we are introducing again this professor ID, then the professor, and then the subject. Now your question will come that in the first table there is no professor ID, but in the second table we are incorporating one professor ID. Why? So think about like this. Your first table should be, so think about like this, your first table can be student ID and subject, and the second table will be subject and professor. Is it work? It will work or not? So first table will be student ID and subject, and second table will be subject and professor. This table will work or not? Which type of problem will come? Can you tell which type of problem will come? So if I take student ID and subject one table and subject and professor in another table, then what type of problem will come? Then in the second table, that is subject and professor, you can't uniquely identify one particular professor through a subject. Why? It is a multi-faculty subject like Bennett University. So one Java, it is taken by Professor Java and Professor Java 2. So both are taking this subject Java. So if you write here professor taking subject Java, and here you have written 101 is 101 is has been taken Java. Okay, so how will you understand? How will you understand 101 is taking Java? Fine, and Java is taken by two faculties, Professor Java and Professor Java 2. So how will you understand that 101 is studying under Professor Java or Professor Java 2? Can you distinguish between this? I am telling you again. So think about a wrong table division. First of all, think about a wrong table division. Then we will study what will be the right procedure. So think about a wrong table division. Student ID and subject one table, subject and professor another table. No problem. Student ID should be 101, subject Java, student ID 101, subject C++, and so on. And in the subject and professor table, you will take Java, Professor Java, Java, Professor Java 2. You will write. Now think about how will you distinguish one unique row. So 101 will take Java, no problem. But this Java is taken by Professor Java or Professor Java 2. How will you distinguish? So you can't distinguish, right? So for this example, I have to take another attribute. So we can incorporate one attribute. So we can incorporate one attribute if necessary. So I have given you this example to show you that sometimes we have to incorporate one attribute if necessary. So here we will incorporate one attribute, that is professor ID. So student ID, professor ID, this will be given, and here professor ID, professor and subject, this will also given. So now you can think student ID 101 and professor ID is 105. So you can understand that 105 is Professor Java. He is not Professor Java 2. So you can identify, you can get back this table basically if you want. Any question up to this? I know this is very confusing. So any question up to this, please ask. Any question up to this? Please ask. No question? Is it fine to you? Yeah. Okay, fine. Think about another example. Okay. So think about another example. Manager, project and branch. So there will be some manager, there will be some project, and there is some branch. So here just look at this. This will help you in future. This project Delta is going on two branch, Austin and Houston. This project Alpha is going on two branch, that is Austin and Houston. The manager name, just look at this manager name, Alice. He is working on two projects, Alpha and Delta, and branch should be similar. Why? Because one manager can't work in two branches, right? So Alice is working on two projects but is working in same branch, that is Austin. But the same project Alpha or Delta, you can see it can work, it can you can establish one single project in different branch, Austin and Houston, and these are the manager name. You have seen this example. We can assume that manager determining branch. So if you take a manager, you can easily go to his branch, right? So manager determining branch, this functional dependency exists here, no problem. Project and branch can determine manager. This is also true. So a particular project and a particular branch, only through particular project you can determine, because Delta project is going on two branch, Austin and Houston. So project and branch, if you can take this, you can determine the manager. No problem. So these two functional dependency exist here. This table is not in BCNF. Why? Because manager determining branch and manager is not a candidate key. So you will tell me that manager, it is underlined. So manager is a candidate key. No, manager is a part of candidate key. Manager and project is your whole candidate key. You understood? So manager and project will be your whole candidate key. But here manager can determine a branch. So it is not in BCNF. In BCNF we have seen it is stricter than 3NF. It is in 3NF. It is in 3NF, but it is not in BCNF. So this is a special type of example. I have told you, in most probable case, if it is 3NF, it is also in BCNF. But in this type of cases, it is in 3NF, but it is not in BCNF. Why? Because manager can determine the branch. So a part of the candidate key is determining any other attribute. It is, we can't do this. So whole candidate key should determine other attribute. Any problem up to this? So we haven't show you the solution. So we haven't show you the solution. But up to this, any problem? Can you define this? That what is, where a table is in 3NF but not in BCNF? You understood this thing? Please give one response at least that I have understood this. You have understood? I haven't seen you, I haven't heard your voice, but I heard a noise. Okay, that means you have understood. So any problem up to this? No, I think. So we will go to its solution, and solution will confuse you again. Okay, so we will go to its solution, and I want to tell you before, solution will confuse you. Let's go, then I will tell why the solution will confuse you. So think about decomposition, and we have written 1. So think about, this is your first kind of solution. Okay, so you have made a solution. So manager project and manager branch, you have made this type of decomposition. Okay, so manager, so manager name is given here, Alice Alpha Bob Delta Carla Alpha Alice Delta. Up to this okay. Manager branch, this thing is also okay, no problem. But this table doesn't preserve the dependency project and branch. Project and branch should determine the manager. Project and branch should determine the manager. This determination or this functional dependency is not exist here. So you have decomposed it. So the table was not in BCNF. So what you have done, you have decomposed it. But the thing is that you have lose a functional dependency. That is, project and branch should determine the manager. That thing gone here. So think about, I have made a incorporation. that is Dean Delta, and here I have written Dean Houston. So we cannot have two or more managers managing the same project at the same branch or different branch. So this cannot be done. So what is the problem? What is the problem in this table? What is the problem in this table? Project comma branch. It should determine the manager, but this functional dependency gone. Now, if you put one data here, so if you put one data here, so we have put Dean Delta, Dean Houston. So you have put one data, but think about anomaly occur here. Why? Because we cannot have two or more managers managing the same project at the same branch or different branch. So already Alice is the manager in Delta. So Dean can't be the manager of this project Delta. Right? Manager branch. Manager is Dean and the branch is Houston. This thing we can't make here. So when you want to make a table in BCNF, and that's why you have decomposed the table, you may face some problems. So when you want to maintain BCNF, you may face this type of problems. So you have divided this table into 2-3 parts as your wish, but you have loosened your original functional dependency, and then different types of anomalies will come. So go to the next example, and the question will arise, how good is BCNF? Should we go for BCNF? So I am repeating this thing again. So think about this example. Think about this example. So it is not in BCNF. So what we have done? We have incorporated one attribute here, that is Professor ID, which was not present in this table, right? So which is not present in this table, but we have incorporated this thing to make it in BCNF. But from this next example from here, what we have done, it is not in BCNF, but it is in 3NF. So what we have done here, we have tried not to incorporate any other attributes. We will go with the basic. So what we have done, we have divided this table into 2 parts, and it is lost its original functional dependency. Original functional dependency lost. So take another example. So we will see how, then you can tell me that how good is BCNF. So think about this table. So there are some courses, database courses, operating system courses. These are the teachers and these are the books. So database by Abhi and books were DB Concept and Ullman. So Abhi is teaching 2 books, DB Concept and Ullman. Hank, another teacher, he is also teaching DB Concept and Ullman. Sudarshan, another teacher of DBMS, he is also teaching DB Concept and Ullman. And for operating system, Abhi is taking operating system also. And here he is teaching OS concept and Stellings, 2 books. Now there are non-trivial functional dependencies. So there is no non-trivial functional dependencies, and therefore the relation is in BCNF. Up to this it's okay. So you can check this table is in BCNF. No problem up to this. But you will face insertion anomalies. When you want to insert something, you will face insertion anomalies. Why? Think about if Marlene is a new teacher that can teach database. So Marlene, she want to teach you database. Then two tuples we need to insert. Then two tuples we need to insert. Database Marlene DB concept, database Marlene Ullman. Because if it's one teacher is teaching two books, DB concept and Ullman, if one new teacher join, we have to put two tuples. Otherwise, table will go to the inconsistent state. So if we put one faculty, or if we want to join, or if we want to put the details of one faculty here, we have to put two tuples. Database Marlene DB concept, database Marlene Ullman. If we put only one tuple here, then the table will go to inconsistent state. Why? Because for database, then we will get only one book. But for the other tuples, we are getting two books. So the table will go to the inconsistent state. So how we will face this problem? How we will deal this problem? So therefore, it is better to decompose this into two classes. So course teacher, course book. Okay. So database, we have written the name of the teacher, and for the books we have written this name. Database means DB concept, database means Ullman, operating system means OS concept, operating system means Shaw, like this. Like this we have decomposed. But here one another dependency will come, and this dependency is known as multi-valued dependency. So we will again go back to the previous slide. What is multi-valued dependency? So for a particular tuple, say about database, I will get two teacher or three teachers name. So for a particular value, I am getting multi-value. So this thing is known as multi-values dependency. So how good is BCNF? Making BCNF is always not help you. So making it in BCNF always not help you. We can face different types of dependencies. We can face different types of anomalies. So what is the solution? So the solution is here. So we have, so we have already shown you here. Here. We have already shown you here. What we have done? Here we have incorporated one another attribute, right? So we have incorporated here one another attribute. Then the tables will be in BCNF, right? But if we don't want to put another attribute, then BCNF is not good. We are facing multi-valued dependency. Multi-valued dependency means here database, if you check database, it is giving you 3-4 datas. If you check here also database, it is giving me DB concept and Ullman 2 data or 2 values. That means it is multi-valued dependency. So how will you deal with multi-valued dependency? We have to go to fourth normal form. So next day our class will start from, again I will tell you what is multi-valued dependency, and then I will tell you how to deal it in fourth normal form. So the answer of this question, how good is BCNF? So making it in BCNF is not always good. You have to incorporate one attribute there, then you can manage this challenge. Otherwise, it may go to different type of inconsistent state, or it may show you multi-values dependency. Then directly you have to go to fourth normal form.